So, how do I actually make my videos? Well, I was wanting to try make a video better than the last one, put more effort into it, make it better, search what people like and really adapt. But other than that, now how do I really make all of it happen? Well, first off, I have to record the footage, and I am using I'm doing it all on my PC because it's a lot more easy and convenient, and I'm using BlueStacks app emulator to play Transformers Earth Wars, and to record I'm using OBS Studio. So let me just pull it up over here quickly. It's a recording software. It's free, open source. Really, it's free, so you don't have to pay anything for it, and it's high quality software. It really gets the job done. Let me check now. Yeah, it's pulling up. The game is turning on. Okay. But first, let me minimize it so I can show you show you things with OBS, right? So, pretty much, I've here are sources, basically what's being recorded. The first layer is a webcam source, so there is a webcam. You can adjust it. Up, down, left, right. Bigger, smaller. I don't want to mess with it too much because this is the right size for now. How to set up the game capture layer, so everything that is in full screen mode will be recorded. That goes below. Audio input capture, I've put it here, below. It can go below everything really. And display capture, basically everything on your regular display is being captured. And usually by default it will all be set up to native resolutions. So after you recorded something, right, it has to be stored somewhere. But yeah, okay, let me check. I have two monitors, so I usually have OBS on the side, and I just have game in front, so I'm usually looking in the side to really follow what's going on. But after I have my gameplay recorded, okay, so I can just turn off the game. After I have it recorded, I have pulled up my basically where my videos are stored, my folder with videos. And when it comes to that, well, we have to edit them, right? So for editing, I'm using another free open source software called Shortcut. I used Sony Vegas before, and one of those older versions, and I really got used to it. I think it's a really good software. However, I didn't really feel like paying so much for making YouTube videos, so I got Shortcut, and Shortcut. The settings really are, if you know how to work in Sony Vegas, you will very easily adapt to working in Shortcut. So after you open the software, right, another thing that I do is I have another software called Audacity, another open source free software, also really amazing. That's one for editing audio, and the audio edits that I do are usually very basically just remove background noise to make everything sound quite a bit better. So I'm gonna show an example. Okay, so yeah, this is the software, right? And for now I'll have it on my second monitor, yeah. Okay, so now let me put my projects that I want to do inside. So I'll just pull the videos in. Okay, drag. Let me just put it in full screen because it's easier for me. And here I have kind of that zooms in. Okay, so I have my space. Okay, let's pull in another one, just there, right? Let's pull in another video. Okay, and I have two more videos that I want to put over here. So yeah, the total length of the new video, the video is being on cap, 16 minutes and 53 seconds. That's okay, but one of the things that I do, right, for example, now I will show you, and you will notice that I am pretty much quiet at the beginning. So let me just turn off microphone and show you in the player. Cup and dead end. And then I start talking. Now, why do I do it? Well, first off, I want to record background noise and clicking, right? So that's when it comes to the next part. So first, after we have everything compiled over here, let me just check. I want to make certain cutouts. I want to cut certain parts because it's pretty much and just give me a moment. It can be a little bit better when I'm playing. I guess I'm more relaxed when I'm doing those battles against an alliance mates. However, no, this is a really strong base. Okay, I cut out what I needed to, so let me just drag it nicely like this. And yeah, let me just export first audio. It's under the here audio section. I exporting it in the .wav format, so I can just name it cup. Let's store it on my desktop for the sake of convenience. And over here you can see the time when the audio is being exported out. So I guess I'm gonna wait a little bit for it to get exported. Okay, and with the magic of editing, video is instantly exported, right? So let me just minimize this window. Let me bring up Audacity. I do it on my second monitor, but you can see the second monitor, so I'm gonna do it on the front. So I load in the audio file that I want. Okay, and I don't know why it's taking so long. Usually it's fast because it's a small file, but okay. Now let me zoom in to the front. Let me just check. That was the breathing sound. Okay, so I'll drag from basically. Oh, this is the background noise that I made, and this is where I start talking. So I'll drag just the background noise, and I'm gonna use my settings for just pretty much dumbing it down. So noise removal and repair. I goes to noise reduction. These are the settings that I use. So first I get noise profile, so that the software knows which noise to remove, and then I click Control A to select all. And then I go back to noise removal and repair, noise reduction, and then I apply that noise reduction with the settings that I have below to, well, reduce the noise and make it all much more pleasant to listen. And after, well, gotta wait a little. Okay, now after it's done, I'm gonna export audio. I'm just gonna keep the name the same. It's gonna write over the old original file, and that should sound a lot better. I don't have to save the project because I already exported what I needed, so that's gonna be fine. Now I can turn back over here, and what I want to do is detach audio. So I want to pretty much split audio and video files separately, and then just click and delete the audio files. Very easy, very simple. And now I can just drag and drop the new audio file, the one with edited sound. All right, so let me go back to the beginning again, and let me cut out the testing part that was used to balance the sound. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now I've cut out the section for audio, and then I have to click on the section for video and also click S to cut it out. And then after I cut it, and I have to delete it, so just like this, just one button deletes it all, and everything is dragged nicely well. So the final video ends up being 16 minutes and 33 seconds. So I usually pay a bit more attention to it, but for the sake of video, I guess I'm gonna speed it up. I know it's fine, I recently recorded this, so it's gonna be fine. So next, what I want to do is render it. Basically that's when I finish the video, when I know what I'm doing. So let me just export file. I'll just export it to desktop and first put a simple name like cup, or save. I already have settings for YouTube that were pre-made, so I'm just selecting the template and it's going to be rendered over here. Meanwhile, while it is rendering, we have to make a thumbnail, right? So if I want, basically, let me pull it up separate over here. Okay, so Transformers Earth Wars Cup, because I need, well, picture of Cup. Let me just I think that this should be a decent resolution to an extent. Okay, let me just download it. It's PNG, that's nice, meaning that there shouldn't be a white background. Just a second. I have this little creature over here nagging me for attention. So I guess I'm gonna take her over here. And well, I need to go to Cap's alternate counterpart, dead, the dead end. So let's click on it as well. It should also be a decent resolution, so let's check. I don't know why it's actually loading so much because rendering takes a lot of power of the PC, especially CPU. So may take a little bit longer. Okay, that PNG is loaded as well. Yeah, and now returning to the desktop. Okay, I have this here. I hate when desktop rearranges like this. I have everything set up. I have everything set up and it just rearranges like that. I hate it, but okay. Like this. Okay, now it makes sense. So I'm gonna check the resolutions. I always do editing in Pay.net, another free open source software. Actually, I'm not sure it's open source. It's free, but I'm not sure it's open source. But it's a good software for simple editing like this, like putting pieces together. Let me just lower this creature down to my lap so I can work a bit more comfortably. Okay, no. Okay, good. So I usually use AI upscale to get images in a better resolution. So let me just drag and drop, because why not? Up to 200%. Yeah, that's doubling the resolution. It's gonna be fine for my needs. That's gonna be perfectly fine. I do not want to go above. There's just no need. This is going to be perfectly fine, and of course you gotta wait a little for it to process the whole thing. So I guess I'm gonna be right back when I upscale both pictures. Okay, and second picture is done, so just click on download and select where to save it. Now I'm gonna save it, overwrite the old one, and that's gonna be perfectly fine. So let's check them both if they are at the appropriate resolution. Yes, they are. That's perfect. Alright, so now for the background. Let me show you. I have something in mind, so just give me a moment. There is an official piece of artwork that features Cup and a dead end, so I wish to make something inspired by it. Let me just I will be right back. Okay, I found it, and this is the original piece of artwork. Here is Cup and here is dead end, and it looks like some distanced. To me, it looks like a foreign planet, really. And we have a view of something that resembles Earth in the background. So I'm gonna take something, I'm gonna be inspired by this artwork, and I'm gonna do something of my own. So let me boot up Discord, right? And that's why I have Midjourney bot to help with AI art. So I'm just gonna write the command imagine, right? And I'm imagining something like the bots being on the moon and having so it's gonna write a moon base with a view of the planet Earth in the background, and then I want it in a specific resolution ratio. So I'm gonna put the space double dash AR dash 16 two dots, and I'm not sure how this mark is called in English, but as you can see it, and yeah, 16:9. So and that's gonna make the artwork with the given description, and it will be in aspect ratio 16:9, which is the regular resolution that most modern devices are using, especially PCs and TVs, I believe also. But yeah, so now it's loading over here, so I guess I'm just gonna wait for it to load up. Okay, it loaded up, and sometimes you may not get exactly what you have in mind, so you may wish to adjust the inputs, change input completely, do something. But let's see, I kind of some of these are decent looking. This one is kind of okay. I do not like people in the background. I feel like they don't really fit in for majority of the part, and this one is also decent, but I think there's too much going on. I think this one is nice. So I'm gonna use this click version 4. That's gonna basically make 4 more versions inspired by this fourth artwork. So I'm gonna wait again and come back. Okay, I have them generated, and I think I'm gonna go with the fourth one. I just think it's kind of, you know, the most fitting for what I have in mind. So I'm gonna take number 4. So I'm gonna click on the U4. Basically, that's gonna upscale it, and then I can just save the image, download it. I'm gonna just save it on my desktop. Okay. Now the image is saved. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna resize it. I'm gonna maintain the aspect ratio and just switch this to 1080. The quality does decrease a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal because thumbnail will be much smaller in the end, so it's gonna be fine. Now, what I usually do is I have presets already of all the thumbnails where I have the logo and the best build, you know, just in the right spot. But basically, so let's go. So let's gonna just remove these layers. Okay, and now I'm gonna Control A to select all. I'm gonna copy the background, and I'm gonna, well, paste the background in. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new layer that's above the logo but beneath the best builds. Okay, so now when it comes to this, I have to resize first, and I find that 850 by 850 is a good resolution for those bot models. So I'm just gonna paste it in the separate layer, and I just kind of, you know, it's about positioning them to fit them in. How do you like it? I'm gonna start with this. I will readjust things. So let's, you know, let's do it. The dent does seem a little bit smaller than cup. So I'm just gonna, you know, adjust the size a little bit more. Okay, I think this is kinda okay-ish. You also, you know, so check around a cup. Okay. No. Okay. For those who wonder, this is a tool, right, that selects things. But sometimes when you just click on it, sometimes it creates like a pixel wide selection that you do not notice. But I usually just use it to click it once to remove all the previous selections. So that and yeah, basically it's a whole thing. So let me just adjust, you know, it like a little bit here. Yes, I think it's gonna be okay. So to make them stand out more, I basically go to effects, object, outline object, and that's what I mean, right? You know, I click it, but here's this small, a few pixels wide selection, and it just annoys me so much. It just annoys me. Um, uh, let's just get it. Okay, now it's gone. Hopefully, now object, outline, object, and yeah, I usually take width to be 10, no blur, and just you know, make a black outline. Okay, let me just zoom out a little more. Perfect. For that end, same thing, object, outline object, and make an outline. Now I also want to kind of give them a little bit of a glow, so I'll go to the same thing, go to object, outline it, and then I'm gonna select a color. So I guess some sort of reddish would fit him well. I'm gonna now increase blur to 40 to 50, and I'm gonna decrease width all the way down to 1. And I think this is a nice looking amount. Let's see, and well, how's purple? No, I think I like red the most. Yeah, I think it just pops out quite nicely. Okay, and for a cup, how do I like some bluish? I think it blends in too much, so let me just how about some yellow? It has better expression, but okay, how about purple? Really, you know, yeah, let's see. Yellowish, you know, it gives him a nice glow. I guess I'm gonna go with yellow for this. I just have to kind of make it stand out in the background, you know, and have it fit me nicely. And I'm thinking of just maybe moving them all a little bit closer, maybe a little bit up. I think it's gonna be a little bit better looking. So let me just go to this layer as well and adjust it. Okay, maybe a little bit down and a little bit back. So Do I want to make them a little bigger? Actually, you know, dead end I may want to make a little bigger, but that's too big. Maybe like this. Okay, and Cup I think is kind of fine. Maybe just make him a tad bit bigger too. Maybe just adjust so they will kind of fit in a little bit better. I think that's gonna be okay-ish for this. You know, let me check the background. Maybe what if I up the excuse me, not the hue, the saturation a little bit. Okay, let's up it to 120. Just experimenting, but okay, 120. Let's see. I think it looks a little bit better. I think it's more lively. I think the planter in the background pops a lot more. So let's go with this. And I think that's I'm kind of happy with this one. So I'm gonna save it. So save as, and this is my folder for all the materials. So I'm just gonna name it cup and dead end. First I'm gonna save it as PDN, that's paint.net project of our file. Basically it's a project, it's not a finished image. So I make a second render. I have this one as a backup if I want to make any changes later on down the line. And now I'm gonna save the other one as a JPG or JPEG, right? It's a simple format of a compressed image, so I'm just gonna save it, click flatten, and that's it. So now that thumbnail is also done, we can also check on the progress. I believe video is rendered as well. Okay, so I can just close. I don't have to save anything. If video is rendered, that's fine. This is done, don't have to save anything. I already saved what I needed to save. So next be naming the video. Yeah, so I'm gonna be back in the moment. Okay, so after I've done all the boring part, the video is done, so let's upload the video. And while video is uploading, we are gonna just the title. Let's check cap and okay, yeah, that's a good title. So let's put in a thumbnail. Thumbnail looks fine. I'm happy with it so far. So let me put in the description that I've prepared. So just paste it over here. Okay, after I added it to the playlist. No, it's not meant for kids, so I'm gonna click that. No, it's not something that's altered. Okay, so I'll turn all of these off. Okay, tags, that's tags. It's asking me for tags. Now apparently tags do not matter anymore, apparently, but the reason why I'm saying apparently is because YouTube still has them, so that there's probably something to it as well. So I have some extra tags that I will add. Okay, I've added the tags. I don't touch these. Yeah, it's category of video games, so let me just paste in this, and okay, so let's ask me for monetization. Here I'm gonna turn it on and leave everything by default. I'm not gonna make it, I'm just gonna let YouTube do their thing. And this is where you rate it, basically, that makes sure that video is PG, it's clean, family friendly, so friendly for advertisers, right? I'm just gonna skip all of these for now. Do not need any of these. And video will take some time to prepare, so yeah, this video I'm gonna put it on schedule. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna just let's go. Out of my viewers watch it this time, so I'm gonna schedule it like this. That's pretty much for tomorrow. So yeah, video is posted, and yeah, that's pretty much it. For the most part, how do I make videos? And yeah, I hope you had I hope this was of help, or gave you some insight to how to really do things, and always try to improve. So yeah, that's it for this video, and again, this is a very special video only for members. So that's it. See you in the next one.